Hello everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Vincent. Today I want to share with you my life story. Now, I realized that I haven't shared too much personal details about myself, so even though you guys might be watching my videos for a while, you probably don't know much about me personally. So today I'm hoping to change that a little bit. So I'm gonna go over, where I was brought up, how I was brought up, what were the things I was interested in growing up, and how I eventually got into business, and my progression with business, and my main takeaways from the past few years. So hope you're gonna enjoy, and let's get straight into it. So first and foremost, I was born and raised in Hungary, which is a small middle European country with only around 10 million people. It used to be a socialist country actually. So it's a pretty poor one. It's actually one of the lowest GDP countries in Europe, and people on average make like $700–800 per month. So it's definitely not the land of opportunity for most people. There aren't that many like great entrepreneurs who still live in Hungary. There are some pretty good ones coming from there, but not that many, to be honest. So yeah, I was born in Budapest, Hungary in 2003, February 17th. So right now I'm 18 and a half almost, but whenever you're watching this, just do the math. Yeah, I was living in the capital for a year or so with my parents. I'm really lucky because I still have a good relationship with my parents, and I was born in a pretty nice and pretty loving family, so I'm really grateful for that. For most of my life, I was actually brought up as an only child, so I only got my sister, or my parents had another kid when I was already 15 years old. So for most of my life, I was an only child, and yeah, like growing up in Hungary, we moved quite a lot. I think we were in like 7 or 8 different places before we kind of settled down in one place and bought our own place. And yeah, I was interested in pretty weird hobbies starting from middle school. Like I was interested in yo-yo, I was interested in juggling, I also had an interest in snowboarding, and then after that video games. And one common theme was that I was always like all in on whatever hobby I was pursuing at the time. So I actually have some videos of me on YouTube. There are me competing in yo-yo competitions, so I'm gonna cut some of that here. It's actually pretty funny, I think. Yeah, I also did snowboarding, not professionally, but I competed at like a local level and won some competitions. Also did skiing, and yeah, that was kind of my early childhood, I guess, from 0 to like 9 years old. And then at 9, I got really into video games. I was basically playing like all day long, Minecraft, Team Fortress 2, League of Legends, and then also CSGO. I played so much. I think like all the games together, I probably have like 10,000 plus hours in these games. And yeah, from 9 to like 13 years old, I was freaking hooked. I was playing like 4–6 hours a day, even on school days, and on summer vacation I was playing like all day long. I was honestly addicted, and it wasn't a good thing necessarily. I mean, it had some good aspects of it. Like for example, I learned to speak English, and that was a really big like advantage for me later on, because most people in my country don't really speak fluent English. So being able to speak English is like really amazing. It's a huge opportunity, because then you can work with anybody in the world. You are open to international markets. So yeah, it had some good effects as well, but I also got a little bit like chubby. I was super unmotivated, and I was just a lazy kid, like from 9 to 13, 14. It was kind of my life. I was like a huge gamer, not really healthy, had awful like social anxiety, couldn't even talk to girls, like nothing like that. It was not the best, but hey, it taught me a lot of lessons. So at around 13, I also started doing YouTube videos at like 11 when I was playing Minecraft with my friends. I also have some videos on YouTube of that, so I'm gonna cut some of that here, back from like 2013 or something. And yeah, it's pretty funny looking back. Like I've been doing YouTube at this point for like 8 years or something, or like 7 years. So it's been a long journey, but yeah. So basically, at around 13, I got introduced into photography and filmmaking as well, and that was kind of like my next hobby after that. And the way I got introduced to that was through Casey Neistat. So I was watching a lot of YouTube, and I saw him being a filmmaker, a successful one, and I kind of inspired to be like him, be a YouTuber as well. So then at that point, I transitioned my YouTube channel, which was in Hungarian, from gaming videos to vlog videos, and I grew that channel from like from 0 to like 2.5k subs in like 2 years or so. I don't know, but I realized like the Hungarian market is not the one that I want to be in, because it's pretty small, and also it's pretty depressing. Like, people don't make that much money here, and yeah, just overall like didn't really like the vibe of it. It was pretty negative. So I decided to start making videos in English after that, and at that point I was already learning filmmaking and photography for like 2 years, so I had some experience. And I don't know which year it was, but when I was 15 years old, the middle of that summer, like during summer break, I was actually interning at a filmmaking production company in Hungary. I was making like 20 bucks a day, and I was working like 12, 14-hour days. It was excruciating, but I learned a lot from it, and also it made me realize like I didn't want to be a struggling artist. I didn't want to be like one of those freelancers who is out there all day long working their ass off and barely making any money. Like, the people who I was working with in the team, I respect them and all that, but they were making probably like $1.5, $2K per month and working their ass off. So I realized that's not gonna lead me to the vision of life I had for the future for myself. So at that time, I also discovered entrepreneurship through Gary Vaynerchuk, and I discovered Gary Vaynerchuk through Casey Neistat earlier. So it was a lot of like accidents leading me to that point. But yeah, then I was getting like really interested in that. So at 13 or 14 years old, I started like all sorts of business ventures. I started affiliate marketing at first. I was that annoying guy who was selling like weight loss tea to divorced parents on blog forums and putting my affiliate link everywhere. I was using like ClickBank at the time, and I didn't get any sales, but I tried for a few months. And then after that, I wanted to try Shopify dropshipping. I researched the hell out of it. I ordered my product from AliExpress, which was like basically one of those, you had those clip-on things that you could clip on your smartphone's like camera, and then it would make it wider. Nowadays, like, they have that built in, but back then it was the iPhone 6, 7. They didn't have the wide angle, so you could like clip on something and make it like wide angle that way. So yeah, anyways, I ordered that, took some pictures and all that, but I was still like pretty that broke, so I didn't have enough money to actually start running ads or anything like that. So that Shopify business failed as well. And yeah, around that time, after that, I started freelancing online, because I already had some video editing skills, already know how to use cameras and editing software. So I was like, why don't I just give it a shot? So I signed up for like Upwork, Fiverr, and also started reaching out to some clients online. And I guess it was a mix of both luck, being at the right time at the right place, right time, and also just, I guess, putting in the work and being open for opportunities. I had a guy who got back to me on Instagram, and I started working for him for free for a little while. His name was Omar, and eventually I started getting paid from him, like $10 a video or something. So I was making probably like 200, 300 bucks a month maximum. At the end of 15, which was still like amazing for me, considering that's like half of an average wage in Hungary. So I was really happy with that. And through his content, he made like entrepreneurial interviews. I got introduced into entrepreneurship even more, and I saw the success stories, and I saw that it was actually possible to make it happen in business. So I then found the agency business model, and then that is something that I wanted to try myself. But before I would actually like have a proper agency, I was just getting more and more freelancing clients, and I was charging higher and higher prices. So by the middle of 16, I got to the point where I was making like 3-4K a month, which was incredible for me. And I actually got pretty complacent at that time. So throughout 16, I was making around that for the whole year. But at least I made some money. For the first time, I was able to like travel, buy some, camera equipment or a new phone or iPad or whatever it might be. And I got a little bit of taste of success, I guess. And yeah, and then 16 was just about learning. I learned a lot about business, how to run an agency, and then at 17, I actually started transitioning like properly into building a creative agency, and I started hiring my first contractors and outsourcing some work. And yeah, that is when things started to pick up a little bit more. By probably middle of 17, my best month was like 7K, and I was dealing, and at that point I actually became homeschooled. So before that I was still working while being in high school, and I was working, just like before school I woke up at 3 a.m. just to get like 3-4 hours of work in before school, and then after school I also was working. So it was quite, difficult to manage that, but I still managed to scale up my business to like 3-4K while still being in high school. So that kind of proved my parents that this is like an actual serious thing, and I should be able to become homeschooled. So yeah, then at 17 I became homeschooled, focused on building the agency, learning even more about the business and everything. But at the second half of that year, I actually got like a little bit, I kind of like lost my love, I guess, for the game or something. I was just pretty depressed for a little bit. It was actually after I moved out to my own apartment. Maybe it was just loneliness. Yeah, that was kind of a difficult period, but fortunately I kind of found myself again through meditation, some work with psychedelics, and just different ways of self-discovery. So looking back, I'm super grateful for that period of time that was a little bit darker, because now I can enjoy like the good times a lot more. Like for example, right now I'm here in Madeira with some of my best friends, and I'm so grateful to be able to live this life and yeah, just be here with people I love and do amazing fun stuff, and also work on something I love. So yeah, anyways, that's a little bit off the point. So yeah, when I turned 18, which wasn't that long ago, it was like half a year ago almost, I just kept scaling the agency. So my best month so far this year has been around 13K, and looking to go further. I'm not saying any of these numbers to like brag, or I really hope it doesn't come off the wrong way. I'm just saying these because when I was just getting started at 13, 14, these were the kind of videos where people were sharing their stories of how they started their own online business. These were the stories that were motivating me to get up in the morning, to actually keep learning, to keep taking action. And I found them so valuable. So I really hope this can do that for even just one person. I feel like then it was already worth it. So yeah, it was kind of a long journey, to be honest. It was like a 4-year, it's been 4 years in the making to get to the point where I can make like I'm probably gonna make like 6 figures this year. I don't have any doubts about it. I haven't paid that much yet this year, but still, like, it's most likely going to happen. So yeah, I'm just looking at this if I left out anything, because I took some notes, but that's basically like my story. I've always been pretty introverted, if you could tell from this story. Like, I was always at home playing video games, or yeah, just building my own business, or learning juggling, like just the weirdest shit. But I was always pretty much like a lone wolf. Yeah, I only started like hanging out a lot more with friends and all that last year. I'm really grateful that I found a group of amazing friends, because I don't know where I would be without them, to be honest. But yeah, I have a couple main lessons that I wanted to cover at the end of this video. One of them is that I realized that the journey is the award and not the money that you make. And I know it sounds a little cliche or whatever, but seriously, guys, like, I've made enough money for myself at a pretty early age, and I the unhappiest I ever was when I got my dream watch, I got my dream apartment, and all the stuff I wanted to buy, and I felt super empty because before that, that was the only thing that was motivating me. I didn't have any substance behind why I was doing what I was doing, and I had to find my like true why. So yeah, I think the journey is super important, and just actually being present and enjoying it, even if you are going through hard times. And I know it's easy to say, not hard, and really hard to do, but yeah, like there is no end goal at the end. Like there is no destination. Obviously, if you're not making enough to make to be like comfortable, then you need to focus on money, and that's the only thing that really matters. But once you get comfortable, like don't expect the next level to bring you happiness or fulfillment. Another lesson for me has been that life is hard either ways. You can either, you know, go hard on your goals and set goals and take action and build something, or you can just coast and I don't know, just chill and go to parties and have fun. And not saying that you can't have fun if you are building your goals, but you know, some people just like not do anything and just coast by and just make enough to make by. And life is going to be hard either ways. Like you can choose your heart, because I've tried both. I tried not working for a couple months and just staying in my house, just playing video games, hanging out with friends, and that's when I was the most depressed. That's when I felt like I guess like the most not at peace, and the most anxiety, the most depression. And I also tried working really hard and going for my goals, and that's so that I actually felt, you know, happier throughout that. And both of them were actually hard. So there's no easy way. That's all I'm trying to say. You just need to pick your heart. Another is that rest is important, and you should have a yearly schedule with on and off seasons, just like, for example, a professional athlete does. And for like the first 2 years, I didn't really take any rests. I was just like going full on monk mode, just working, and it led me to quite a lot of stress, anxiety. And yeah, sure, in the beginning, like you need to work hard and hustle and all that, but as you progress, it's important, I think, to schedule in some downtime as well, so your mind can reset and you're not stuck in like a loophole. You're not just stuck spinning your wheels in the mud. So yeah, and then lastly, all I wanted to say, and the last thing that I kind of learned, that is like a main takeaway for me, is that people are everything, and that your team is the most important thing, and the people that you surround yourself with. Like these two things are so important. Like business and life is all about relationships. I think that's the most purest form of life, and it is something that you should be investing a lot of time into and energy into, because that's the only thing you have. Like your money could be taken away at any times, but if you have good relationships, good friends, good client relationships, then you have everything you really need. So I really hope you guys found my story in a nutshell interesting. I might have left out a couple parts, but it's pretty hard to, like, you know, instill a whole life story into like a 10-minute video. Might make an extended one in the future, who knows, but I really hope you enjoyed it again. I'm actually looking forward to hearing some of you guys' story and your goals, so shoot me a DM on Instagram at Opra, and I will see you guys in the next one.